Hey guys, this is the second time of me filming this video because my last one was out of focus. Anyway, I am here to tell you I am a vegan hypocrite. Yeah, so it's basically just like a confessional of the mistakes I've made and what I'm doing to counteract those mistakes, and trying to be a better vegan hashtag person, hashtag stick to my morals. So first thing I want to address, I addressed this in a couple of videos beforehand. I'm suffering from severe anxiety and depression. This may not be a forever thing, but I've decided to start taking antidepressants as directed by my therapist and my doctor. There are vegan antidepressants and stuff out there, but this is the first time I've ever had them. I was scared, I wasn't too sure what to do, so I just went with the first ones my doctors recommended. I thought they were vegan to begin with, in all fairness, but then I read the label and on the back it says that they have lactose in them. I have to take one pill every day, so technically I'm having a tiny bit of lactose every single day. You know, when I first went vegan, I always knew that sort of medications were sort of out of the picture as far as sticking to my vegan values, just because I don't know what's in all medications and I'm not educated enough to know what to take and what to substitute certain medications for other medication. And that's just a call, I think, you know, if I had a vegan doctor or somebody else who could call those shots, then absolutely I would do that, but I don't. And maybe that's something I can look into when I'm older, but as for now, I'm just taking what my doctor tells me to take. Unfortunately, that contains lactose, so that one's pretty unavoidable. Alright, biggest hypocrite number 2. So this video hasn't been uploaded onto my channel yet. I recently did a trip to Japan and Korea. You will see the vlogs, and I go to a hedgehog cafe. I have seen the hedgehog cafe posted on like various vegan forums, bashing it and saying it's not vegan, rah rah rah, and absolutely 100% it is not vegan. These people are profiting off animals. However, the situation is a little bit different in Japan. Or I don't want to try and justify it anyway. What I did was still wrong, but kind of like the cat cafes that are here in Australia, you know, cats can be owned as pets, and it's sort of like another way of an adoption center, basically. So you can go in and hang out with the cats and you can adopt them. I'm all for adopt, don't shop, but I'll get to that one later in the video. Anyway, you can own hedgehogs as pets in Japan. And I've never seen a hedgehog in my whole life except for that one day. I was with a group of 6 people and I sort of got caught up in the excitement and I did want to see them. We paid 15,000 yen to go in, and I think 15,000 yen for some little worms that you could feed them. You could only spend, I think it was 15 to 20 minutes with the animals themselves. You could not get any food. You got a free drink from the vending machine, but really there was no other profitable way that they could incorporate it. It was really just, you sort of go in, you like watch and look at the hedgehogs, you can pet them, but there was lots of different hedgehogs of different ages and sizes, and from what I could read, you could buy the hedgehogs, and I have a feeling they were like adoptions because of the different age and sizes of them, but I am not 100% sure about that. But you could certainly buy them. They had rest areas, so I'm fairly sure that they got switched out regularly. But you could only touch and interact with the hedgehogs for 20 minutes max. I think in a way they tried to be humane, and I know that Japan does not have a good history with being humane to animals. And they're still profiting off animals by making money. So for that reason, I am a hypocrite for going there, and I know it was the wrong thing to do. And yeah, I just sort of got caught up in the moment, and I do feel bad about it, but I'm hoping that it was an adoption center, sort of, and it works that way. And yeah, I mean, there were other places like meerkat cafes and stuff that I think 100% should be shut down, because meerkats can't be owned as a pet. That's purely like a zoo thing, but I think because they could be pet animals, you know, the circumstances might be a little bit different. Anyway, no redemption for that one. But I think as a note of learning, like I should try and not get too caught up with what my friends really want to do and the cuteness of the animals. And I know as animal lovers, like you get so caught up in what you like, you want to go and see them and they're so cute, but you really got to have that moral in front of you, and I let my guard down that time. Dilemma number 3. So we didn't technically adopt our little puppy from a shelter. Shakara, it's a husky. Like, I've been wanting a dog for 14 years. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to make sure I have the right backyard, right environment, everything. And Cor and I wanted a husky, we always have, and this was a big question from when I was, but my very first day of being vegan. I was like, shit, like what am I gonna do if I want to get a husky one day? And I know it was very selfish, but the way things went about wasn't as sort of direct as what you're probably thinking. So I followed a husky adoption. You could adopt older huskies, and if you like them, you could keep them, you know what I mean? But I've been on that page for 2 years and there was never sort of puppies up for adoption. And the importance of it being a puppy, I know some people are like, but just adopt an older dog. And I spoke to Corbin about it and he didn't really want an older dog. And I want to be able to train and teach it lots of things, especially when I'm studying teaching. I think it's important for me to try and have like an authority figure, not an authoritative figure. I know that sounds not vegan, but I mean, like, I want to be able to have a good friendship and a friendly relationship with my dog so that I know how to have a friendly and calm relationship with students later on down the track. So sort of age was important to me just as part of the training factor. And anyway, one lady posted on there, she said she didn't want to get a red and chocolate husky because she thought that the black and white ones looked prettier or whatever. And I've always wanted a red and chocolate one. I think they're beautiful. So I messaged her and I was like, hey, like, is it from a breeder? Is it a backyard breeder? Like, who is it that you're getting these dogs from? Because I'm not all about that backyard breeding. I think it's extremely illegal. It shouldn't happen. You know, that's why so many dogs are on the streets. Like, backyard breeding, they give away their dogs. They're not desexed. They're not microchipped, they're not looked after, you know what I mean? That's why there's so many dogs in shelters. She was like, no, it's from this registered breeder, here's the person, here's their details, rah, rah, rah. I got into contact with them and yeah, end of the story. We ended up getting a husky, and it's not that I believe in registered breeders being a good thing, but I mean, once again, they're profiting off animals and beings, and I don't agree with their morals, but you know, I still bought off them, and that's my fault. I have to live with that, and I have been really struggling with that for the last couple of weeks. But I decided, instead of taking that and thinking of, oh, it's such a negative thing, I should have adopted, I'm such a horrible person, I am going to turn that into a good thing, and I'm going to change the way that I feed Moogle and I feed our future dog. No, they're not going vegan. Vegan dog and cat food is far too expensive in this area where I live for now, so that is not a thing. I don't want to mess around with their little like iron levels or B12 levels or anything like that, because I'm not a vet, so I don't know what's going to happen. But instead of buying from like Mars, did you know that Mars owns Whiskers? Yeah, I didn't know that either, and that's like messed up for me because Mars is like a big no-no brand in. And instead of buying generic dog foods, apart from dry dog food, I am going to be making my pet's own food. And I'm going to be buying meat from the butchers, and typically it's called pet meat, and it's basically scraps from the cow or pig or whatever poor animals that they slaughtered to create whatever they need to create to sell. They grind that all up and make a mince of the leftover stuff that they don't use. It's not good for human consumption. Which in the end is actually good quality meat for what the cats and dogs will be getting, because like brands like Whiskers and stuff it's like 80% water and gravy, and it's pretty much worse than that. It's like McDonald's beef patty of cat food or dog food. Anyway, I'll be boiling that up and putting in pet-friendly vegetables like carrots, cabbage, sweet potatoes, normal potatoes, pumpkins, and over time I'll probably reduce the meat to about half and have a lot more vegetables in there than typically is in like a dog can. Even the premium ones aren't that full of veggies. So overall they'll be eating more fruits and veggies than a typical animal, and in that way they are actually eating less animals. Like if I do it this way for a year, rather than buying generic dog and cat food, I'll be saving more animals in the long run. Does that make sense? So typically it's about limiting the consumption. Just like if someone decided they'll be vegan for 2 nights of the week, they're still limiting their consumption of, you know, that might save like 2 chickens if they eat a whole chicken a night, you know what I mean? So I think in the long run, that's going to sort of outweigh the fact that I have gone out of my way to neglect buying or saving a dog from a shelter. And I've turned it into like a way of saving animals in poultry and in the dairy industry and all that sort of stuff by feeding my animals different diet. And I know that's not sort of a good, like it's not a justification for what I did, but it's certainly a way to be better and a better way to approach the situation. And if I didn't have that guilt to begin with, I'm not quite sure. Honest with you, I'm not quite sure if I would have taken this route, but I feel like the change is good, and I really encourage every other dog owner, regardless of whether you bought them purebred or from a breeder or from a shelter, that this option is the best option. You know, you are reducing the amount of animals that have to be killed. You know, I don't have to support those big companies that just plow into the, you know, meat industry and just take 100,000 cows and put them into dog and cat food. So yeah, anyway, they're my confessions. I'm a vegan hypocrite. I really feel like you can learn from your mistakes and you need to own up to them. I feel like every vegan has come across a predicament like this, and some vegans will just completely dismiss me, say you're not vegan, you're what they call a flexitarian, you're on the fence about things. And I think as long as my morals, and I have good-hearted morals towards these things, and I feel like I could feel like I can still try to live a vegan lifestyle as best as I can despite my hiccup. I hope this encourages you to try veganism, and you know, it's okay to make a mistake once in a while. You know, you just gotta keep at it and live happily and peacefully, and you know, love pets, love animals, love life. Anyway, if you like this video, please leave a like and a comment, or if you dislike this video, you're more than welcome to dislike it, because yeah, I'm calling myself out. You can say it now. I'm a hypocrite. Alrighty, I'll talk to you next time. If not, you'll see me on my vlogs for the last little bit of Europe or my new Japanese and Korean vlogs.